Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There is almost always only one country on this planet that lectures anyone they don't like or anyone that's not following orders. Can you name that country? Yes, that is the United States of America. Why? Because we are exceptional, we're told. The government is exceptional. Our system is perfect, is fantastic, works just excellent. And everybody else, when we want something in that particular country, let's say the resources, we find out they have some human rights violations. Religious, ethnic, racial, name it. They will find something. But you don't hear anybody else daring to claim that this beautiful country has some problems too, and had bigger problems than those guys had. But nevertheless, these guys are the lecturers. Let me show you a hypocritical example of this country lecturing and being concerned with other countries' internal affairs when they do the same shit. And they did the same shit, even worse. Remember the Capitol insurrection? Yeah. It was that police officer who shot that woman. Remember? Okay. There was riots, right? There were riots. That was the victim. Bam, boom, shot. He was absolved of everything and blah, blah, blah. All right. Let me show you this. Reuters, May 9th. U.S., quote unquote, deeply troubled by actions against protesters in Georgia. Now, there are protesters and there are thugs as well. So they are rioters and they are protesters. Now, the Georgian government, what did they do? They brought the law enforcement and the guys to keep these guys from invading the parliament. Why? Because the United States of America doesn't like, not only, and other countries in Europe, the vassal states, don't like a law that legally the Georgian parliament wants to vote on. That has to do with, they call it the Putin foreign agent law, which is actually done by the United States of America in 1938. So again, these guys did it first. The Russians did it in 2005 or something, and it's a Russian law. All right, they want to change the things in Georgia. I will show you this article a little bit, and then I will go and show you here a few videos that I covered, in which I covered protesters storm parliament building in Georgia. Will US send Georgia its riot police from campuses? I said. West activates regime change in Georgia. Riots. This is April 29. This is May 2nd. I said, I was right. Georgia regime change started. Protesters, parliament. West guy assaults opposition. And again, these are a few videos I made, and these guys are troubled. And again, Reuters calls them protesters. Some are. Some are agitators, some are rioters. Washington, the United States is deeply troubled by actions taken against those protesting a draft law in Georgia. Protesting. And the government should change its course, they say. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said on Thursday. What do you mean the government of Georgia, a foreign independent sovereign country, should change the course? Would you do the same thing? If you have protests, United States of America, would you do? Oh no, these guys are too busy with their beer, marijuana, and watching garbage TV games. So protest? Nah, no way. Oh, you got some crazies in January 6th, and no, man, that was insurrection. What did you do after that? You surrounded the whole Congress, the Capitol, with the what? With armed people and fences with barbed wire around it. Why? The will of the people. Did you change anything? No, you didn't. Why? They were fighting against the Constitution. These guys in Georgia do not do anything illegal. Elected officials, through democratic system, they are putting forward a law. And in a democratic free country, as Georgia supposedly is not, right? They are going to vote for or against it. Like in the US Congress, the same shit. And then after that, It's going to go in front of the president and it's going to go to the Supreme Court and all that. They have the same garbage we have. And then if you don't like that as an opposition, you try to persuade the population that it was wrong, vote for you, you're going to get a majority in the parliament and you're going to vote against that. You're going to repeal that. That's how democracy works. But no, United States doesn't like that. Why? We don't like when democracy wins, but the countries follow their own course. No. They have to be our vassal states, not their vassal states. So let's see what these guys are deeply concerned in Georgia. Should Georgia be concerned? Let me show you. With this, should Georgia, the country of Georgia, and lecture United States of America deeply concerned? University of Arizona police forced to deploy, it was just forced to deploy chemical munitions to break up anti-Israel riot. But here, there's not a riot. These are protesters. Remember? Watch those videos and you find out how many protesters with videos and pictures. Okay? So again, why? It's a different ball game here. Let's put it this way. It's a different ball game. So yeah, it's forced. So they're just forced and doing chemical munitions. But here, and I'm going to compare and contrast what the Georgians allegedly did and what the Americans allegedly did. They're covering for them here. They are concerned here. The same US government. You can say, well, it's the Arizona police. Police is not a private institution. It belongs to the state. It belongs to the city. That's the authorities. That's the government. Local government, state government, and so on government. Federal government. The United States is deeply troubled. Okay. Georgian security forces have repeatedly deployed tear gas, pepper spray, and water cannon against protesters again, who have been staging almost daily. That means NGOs and agitators are organizing it. In my world, where I come from, I know these things are ABC 1, 2, 3. So if you don't know that, read. Demonstrations for around a month against the government's foreign agents bill. All right, we are very deep. My God, we are deeply troubled. So what did they use? Tear gas, pepper spray, and water cannon. Let's see what these guys are used, which are just chemical ammunition to break up anti-Israel riot. For what? Why do we have this garbage? For that? Not for that. For that? Well, you get in shit, you receive shit. Officers at the University of Arizona were forced to deploy tear gas or another chemical agent, like what? Agent Orange? To disperse anti-Israel protests on campus. It's acceptable, but here, нет, что казалось? No, you can't do that. In the early hours of Friday morning, University of Arizona police declared an unlawful assembly at University Park. Are these guys lawfully protesting? I don't think so. But hey, these are the guys we want and support. All right, declared an unlawful assembly and urged people to leave immediately and avoid the area. Later, the police department X account and website confirmed chemical munitions were deployed. Police instructing unlawful assembly to disperse chemical munitions deployed, avoid the area, and follow directions of police. Got that, my friends? So you tell me now, why is it not okay in Georgia, which is a foreign country? They do what the fuck ever they want, but they were very concerned. But in this one is okay. Why? Why? Well, you know why. There's Georgia. We need to overthrow the government so those guys can open a second front with Armenia together under the Russian belly in the Caucasus. That's the reason. The only reason. And here obviously is about Israel. Now, did you hear that for the anti-Palestine protests? Dispersing them with Agent Orange? Just kidding. No, why? Because the order of the authority is skewed. This is not justice. This is not how the system supposedly works. Oh, wait, that's the way it exactly works. So, interest. So, suck my thing for this one. Anyway, my friends, do you think that other countries could not criticize the United States of America for, let's say, George Floyd riots and burning and killings? There were killings over there. If I remember correctly, about 50 people perished in that. Remember what happened in Seattle, Washington, and Oregon? Those guys were riot. Remember they were shooting fireworks Remember? That was then. And what happened? Stand down. Stand down. Even in Washington, D.C., remember when President Trump then, he walked towards that church with a Bible, whatever he did over there. He went over there. What were those guys doing? They were almost at the White House. What would you have done? But hey, that was okay because it was an interest. And it seems like the bureaucrats on this country have their own interests. Not the nation's interest. No. Their own interest. They are state within state. That's why when these guys are talking about the shadow state or the swamp or the parallel state or these kind of things. When you have FBI and CIA, the intelligence and NSA and others having their own authority, remember how many times I saw it in front of the, let's say, Senate commission. Shows up, I don't know, Christopher Wray or whomever is the other guy, FBI, CIA, and they say, would you provide us with this information? They say no. Straight in their face, no. And the reason, confidential. Remember, those are elected officials, and these guys, the directors of FBI, CIA, NSA, work for them. Work for the people. They are bureaucrats. They were appointed. Okay? They were appointed. So the elected officials, which brings a little bit of more democracy than the appointed guys, the appointed guy says, no, fuck you. We're not going to do this. How much money does CIA receive? Well, they got some dark little funding over there that we'll never know, or FBI, CIA is the one. We don't know. We know this amount, but the rest we don't know. Why? We're too idiots to be allowed to know that. Why is that? Whose money is that? Mine. So I don't know how much money these guys are given by our elected officials. No. That's the system in the United States of America. Can we criticize every day? Why? To make it better. Make it better. But hey, these guys, hey, you're bitching around. Yeah, and you shut the fuck up. You support a system that works as it works. I want to make it better, as it was intended to be. Well, these guys are perverting it. I fight against that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.